Oh gosh. It's not a straight line. Oh no. It's okay. Yeah, we have white. If you basically got two people who know nothing about home improvement, got them to get married and buy a home, you have me and my husband. We tried to drill in our own bedside tables, and ultimately we had to call in a handyman because the hole just kept getting bigger and bigger and we were fighting and we didn't know what to do. That's like the level that we are at in terms of home improvement. Anyways, we're not a bunch of quitters in this house, so we're gonna give it another shot. If you basically wanna see us make a lot of mistakes and how it turns out, and how we're navigating home improvement projects while living here as expats in the Netherlands, then keep watching. So behind me is the wall that we plan to paint. As you can already see that there's these three color swatches. We chose this sad beige color because that is where we are in our adult life, where everything is just sad and beige. I also picked up these Ivar cabinets. We already constructed them and put them together, but our goal is to color them the same as the wall color, and it'll be like this cool seamless look. We really didn't know what to do with such a big blank wall, and my genius idea was that if we just put cabinets on them, it will be like a big decoration, but also more storage because that's what we need here in our apartment. The second project I'll be working on is this random corner we have, and for the last year I've been wanting to turn this into a really cute bar / coffee nook. Of course we got rained on, and as soon as we got here it stopped raining. But we are here to get some paint. Because we already knew which color paint we wanted, we just walked in and had the paint guys make us a can of that paint color. And in terms of the brand, honestly, we just went with the cheapest, because one thing I quickly learned is how expensive paint is. Another thing I learned is that wall paint is apparently different from furniture paint, so we had to get a second can for the Ivar cabinets. And apparently, if you want to paint cabinets, then you also should get primer. We got our paint, it was successful. And now we're headed back in the rain. We're off to do part 2 of our home improvement project. We're gonna go pick up a rideshare car. And honestly, which one are we using? Share now? My share? My wheels. Just need to park. Although now we need to figure out how to actually stop and park this car because directions unclear in an electric car. Hornbach is another large hardware store and apparently a bit cheaper than Gamma, but we're here to pick up wood. Also, entering a hardware store can be so daunting for first-timers, so we quickly tried to grab someone to help us, because as I said before, we know nothing about anything. The process to pick out wood was also overwhelming because we wanted to get nice wood, but also wood that wasn't so heavy since we needed to drill it to the wall. In the end, we managed to grab this large plank of wood, and all we had to do was stand in line to get the wood cut. The goal is to cut it 90 by 50 for the top and 70 by 30 for 2 shelves. And at this point, we don't know if we made right decisions or wrong expensive decisions, but we walked out with wood. We got the wood and we were able to park the car, but the problem is we forgot to drop off the wood in front of our house because we were so focused on dropping off the car by a certain time. And now my husband will go get his bike so that we can take the wood home because it's really actually heavy. Under? Something to stir our paint, and for some reason we don't have one of those wooden spatula things, so we're going to use the most Asian thing ever, a pair of chopsticks. first coat is done, and now we're ready for coat number 2. All right, moment of truth. We're going to peel back the sticker. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's hope. Oh gosh. It's not a straight line. Oops. No. Not straight paint that we have. So it's been 2 days. The wall is looking pretty good for amateur painters. And now I'm going to try and paint our Ivar cabinets that we got. That's what I'm gonna be doing outside today. I don't think it's gonna rain, hopefully not, but you never just know with Dutch weather. I don't think, people say that you need to sand the wood first, but on IKEA it says that it's just ready to be painted. So I'm just gonna prime it still. I'm not gonna sand it, and we'll see how that goes. I just finished the first door of the cabinet. I'm not sure if it's like supposed to be completely covered. See, you can see now that you see some wood still coming through. Directions unclear, but yeah, I'm just gonna paint the rest and see how things go. So I finished priming and I thought I was done, but then I Googled how many layers of primer I needed. And apparently I need 2. Yeah, I'm not done. I need to go back outside and reprime everything. So I'm just resting right now. This is the face of defeat. Hopefully the second time goes a lot faster because I think I'm carrying less. So I just got back from the gym. It's 6:45 in the morning and my goal is actually to paint some cabinet doors before I hit the shower and go to work. After work, it's just been too hot to work and paint outside. The only option I have currently is to do it in the morning. So let's go. Ready to go to work, but before I'm gonna leave these out here to dry. My husband will bring them in once the sun starts shining. But yeah, I think they turned out pretty okay. I think I need to definitely put on another coat just to get some of the last bits more even, but I'm pretty proud of how they turned out. And varnishing for the last 4 or 5 days. I am so exhausted. I've been getting up early to paint and varnish because after 5 p.m. The sun is just too hot on our side and it's quite unbearable, so it's not possible to paint then. And then sometimes around 9 something, that's when the sun goes down. It goes down here pretty late. That's when I can start either redoing things or cleaning up. And yeah, I didn't know it could be so exhausting. I am super excited for this all to be over at this point.
Says here the type of screws needs to be 6 or 8 mil.
So this whole week I've been painting, varnishing, priming, everything, and finally we're gonna put it on the walls, but actually we're not gonna do it. We ended up hiring somebody else to do it. Our walls are concrete. We don't have the right tools to drill in concrete, and also we're not really sure what's behind our walls, so we don't want to make a bigger mess than we need to. Our handyman is here, and hopefully our project will come alive and will turn out great. Really glad that we did not try and do this ourselves, because I know that if it took the handyman several hours to finish this, it would have taken us triple, quadruple the time to do it. Best decision was to call him to come and hang up our cabinets. Still not fully sure about the color of the wall, but it is definitely here to stay, because as of this moment, there is no way that I'm going to repaint this. In no future do I see myself anytime soon repainting the cabinets and the wall, so this color is here to stay. Overall, I'm really glad that we did all of these things. I definitely learned a lot about sanding, priming, and painting and things like that. It does give me confidence to do some more DIY projects, but now I also know how much time it consumes and also how much money it is to do it. So TBD on the next DIY projects, but I hope you guys enjoyed.